Yeah, I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, right? There's a lot of musical history in Shreveport. One of the biggest things about Shreveport is that Elvis Presley was discovered in Shreveport, Louisiana, at the Louisiana Hayride. And everybody back home is very proud of that, including my dad. But what's funny is that my dad told me as a child that Elvis Presley was not the king of rock and roll. Chuck Berry was the king of rock and roll. And, you know, he was my dad, so I obviously believed what he said to be true. And so I remember being in grade school, and I think I was in like 5th grade, and my teacher was talking about Elvis Presley being the king of rock and roll. I'm like, excuse me, Chuck Berry's the king of rock and roll, and got into an argument with my 5th grade teacher about who was the real king of rock and roll.
Every kid that picked up a guitar had to sit there and go doo 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 doo. I mean, that's the first thing you want to do when you're playing rock and roll.
Not only did he, play the guitar, but he had the great songs too, which none of those other guys had. I mean, he had a whole new thing. Poetry in rock and roll music.
What a genius to encapsulate the teenage experience and put it into those songs. And I love the way he created his own words. Like I think in the song "You Never Can Tell," he referred to the refrigerator as the coolerator, and botheration in Too Much Monkey Business. I don't want your botheration. Man, there was only one Chuck Berry. There will always only be one Chuck. There will never be anybody to replace Chuck Berry.
You can learn more about America in the 1950s from a Chuck Berry song than you can from reading a novel. In 3 minutes you can hear all kinds of details about American life.
Chuck Berry was almost like the father or the grandfather of a lot of styles that we do today. The showmanship, the dancing across the stage, the customized guitar where you see the guitar and you know who it belongs to. Of course, the rock and the classic sound. Legend comes to mind when I think Chuck Berry.
If there was no Chuck Berry, there'd be no rock and roll.
You go out and you buy all these Beatle records and you think they've created it all, but you notice that it's not Lennon and McCartney on this song, it's C. Berry. And who's that? And then you go find this world of Johnny B. Goode, and it becomes the rite of passage to be able to kick that, that song off.
One of the first songs you ever learn as a guitar player is Johnny B. Goode. Whether you end up wanting to be a rock and roll guitar player or country player or whatever, everybody learns how to play Johnny B. Goode. And so just that right there is testament, to the significance of Chuck Berry.